All right, it is now 2 p.m. This is the time and place for the Board of Public Education's public hearing in the matter of the amendment of ARM 1063-110 and adoption of ARM 1054-903 pertaining to early numeracy intervention or integration and early childhood education standards. My name is McCall Flynn. I'm the Executive Director of the Board of Public Education. I will conduct this hearing and report back to the Board of Public Education. It'll be a summary of the testimony at this hearing, as well as written comments that may be filed with the Board of Public Education. Written comments concerning these rules may be submitted until 5 p.m. on Friday, July 25th, 2025. This is a rule hearing conducted pursuant to the Montana Administrative Procedures Act, or MAPA, which is a section of Montana law governing how state agencies adopt administrative rules. Administrative rules are authorized by state statutory law and are used to implement specific duties directed by the Montana legislature. A hearing of this nature is typically recorded, and we are recording this hearing today. The recording will help me, as the presiding officer, give a better report back to the Board of Public Education. Under state law, the Board of Public Education makes the final determination in which rules are adopted to ensure that the public is informed of the agency rulemaking and has the opportunity to provide input. MAPA requires that this hearing be conducted according to some specific statutory requirements. Notice of this hearing was contained in the Montana Administrative Register, notice number 2025-215.1, published on June 17, 2025, in issue number 12. Under Model Rule of the Attorney General's Model Rules for the Montana Administrative Procedures Act, which has been adopted by the board, I'm required to summarize the major provisions of the notice of public hearing. Paragraph 1 of the notice provides a summary of the revisions. Paragraph 2 states the hearing date and time, virtual hearing information, and the comment deadline. Paragraph 3 states the board will make reasonable accommodations for persons with disabilities who wish to participate in this public hearing and gives details and contact information for requesting such accommodations. Paragraph 4 states that I, McCall Flynn, am the contact for public comment. Paragraph 5 of the notice states that reasons given by the board for the amendments and adoption. Paragraph 6 outlines the proposed amendments and adoption. Paragraph 7 of the notice states that the board does not believe that small businesses are likely to be directly impacted by the proposed rule changes. Paragraph 8 states that requirements of Montana Code Annotated 2-4-302 apply, and that the primary bill sponsor was contacted by email on May 7th, 2025. Paragraph 9 gives notice that the board maintains a rulemaking interested persons list and indicates how a person may have his or her name placed on the list to receive notification from the board of rulemaking matters. Paragraph 10 of the notice states that I, McCall Flynn, Executive Director, have been designated to preside over this hearing. Copies of the notice of public hearing on the proposed rulemaking are available on the board's website, as well as the Secretary of State's website, and can be emailed to interested persons. If you do not have a copy and wish to have a copy emailed to you, please email us at bpe@mt.gov. Montana law requires that I read the following notice. Administrative rule review is a function of interim committees and the Environmental Quality Council, or EQC. These interim committees and the EQC have administrative rule review, program evaluation, and monitoring functions for executive branch agencies and the entities attached to agencies for administrative purposes. The Education Interim Committee and the EQC have the authority to make recommendations to an agency regarding the adoption, amendment, or repeal of the rule, or to request that the agency prepare a statement of the estimated economic impact of a proposal. They also may poll the members of the legislature to determine if a proposed rule is consistent with the intent of the legislature, or during a legislative session, introduce a bill repealing a rule, or directing an agency to adopt or amend a rule, or a joint resolution recommending that an agency adopt, amend, or repeal a rule. The Education Interim Committee and the EQC welcome comments and invite members of the public to appear before them or send written statements in order to bring their attention to any difficulties with the existing or proposed rules. To get in touch with the EQC, you can reach out to them at their mailing address at P.O. Box 201-706, Helena, Montana 59620. Montana Code Annotated 2-4-3022A requires each agency, which includes boards, to create and maintain a list of interested persons and the rulemaking subjects or subject in which each person on the list is interested. A person who submits a written comment or attends a hearing regarding proposed agency rulemaking must be informed of the list by the agency. The Board of Public Education maintains lists of persons interested in various areas of rulemaking conducted by the board so that the board can provide these persons with notice of proposed rulemaking actions. If you would like to be placed on the rulemaking interested persons list, please email the board at bpe@mt.gov. As stated in paragraph 2 of the notice, written comments submitted after this hearing should be addressed to the board and delivered to me at P.O. Box 200601, Helena, Montana 59620, or email to bpe@mt.gov. To guarantee consideration by the board, comments must have been received in person or postmarked no later than 5 p.m. on July 25th, 2025. A complete copy of the notice of public hearing will be included in the official recording of this hearing. The authority of the Board of Public Education to undertake this rulemaking is contained in Article 10, Section 9 of Montana Constitution and Montana Code Annotated Sections 20-2-114 and 20-2-121. A presiding officer may ask questions of persons making statements at a hearing and may allow others to ask questions upon request. Persons making statements do not have automatic right to provide rebuttal or other additional information after they have completed their statements. However, a presiding officer may request further information and may allow further statements for good cause. At this time, if you'd like to make public comment, please raise your hand and I'll promote each person individually to speak. Please introduce yourself before giving testimony. Seeing that there are no hands raised online, this hearing is now over. The record remains open until 5 p.m. on July 25th, 2025. The Board of Public Education will make decisions concerning these rules at their next scheduled meeting, September 11th through the 12th, 2025 in Dillon, Montana. Please remember you can send written comments to the Board of Public Education at P.O. Box 200601, Helena, Montana 59620, or email bpe@mt.gov. Thank you for your time.